Hello, and welcome to Creating with Colleen, where I will teach you what to do. I may teach you what not to do, but I promise to teach you something. Today I want to share this card with you that was totally inspired by a wonderful demonstrator named Terry Gaines. I was surfing the web the other night and she showed how to make this card, and I changed it up a little bit, but I was so intrigued with it because when you open it, your butterfly is on the inside. How gorgeous is that? So I am going to teach you how to make this card today. I'm also going to give you an extra bonus. I'm going to show you how to make a stamp using your framelits. That was from a framelit. That's not a stamp. Stick with me to the end and I will show you that. But before we get started, we have to talk about something that is a sense of urgency here. Celebration is Stampin' Up's biggest time of the year, and we are currently in it. And this was a second release of Celebration. And it uses, they have the Springtime Foils Specialty Designer Series paper. Now looking at this doesn't do it any justice, but it is some of the most gorgeous paper I have ever seen. It has its foils, it's gold and silver. You get 3 sheets of each. They're 12 by 12 for a total of 12 sheets. Now this can't be purchased. You can only buy it, or actually you can only receive it free during Celebration, which ends a week from Saturday, March 31st, 2018. So please go to my website and place a $50 order and you will get this for free, because once it's gone, and you're going to be very sad. I think the reason I like the designer paper so much is because you can use it straight up or you can color it. This was the card that was inspired by dear friend Melissa Ellis, and with this card, we actually sponged the background with pink pirouette. We used the flowers actually from the designer paper, and then we just stamped it. But it just made a beautiful soft card. And again, these two pieces right there are from the paper. So that inspired me to come up with an Easter card, or just a card to really send to someone who needs a little inspiration. So with here, I used the Hold On to Hope bundle. Love the crosses and the framelits in there. Again, I sponged the silver paper that we had the silver stripe with pink pirouette, and then just did the rest. So that is sponging. And I really didn't know if the classic ink would work on here because it's a little bit of a gloss, but it works beautifully. So then when we came to this card I just absolutely loved. I was thinking I might have to use the blends because they're alcohol markers. Works perfect with our Many Marvelous markers. So this I just colored with the Pear Pizzazz. And like I said, this is a card that I'm going to show you right now. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. First I took a piece of Pear Pizzazz cardstock. It is 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2. So that is my base piece. Then I took a piece of the Springtime Foils designer paper and I cut that at 5 1/4 by 4. Now, as I said, you can use your markers to color it. By all means, please don't take that fine point and try to color. You are micromanaging your card at that time. You want to take the broad end and you just want to use the side. And it dries really quick. I was really impressed with how beautiful and how nice it all colored. Now I'm not going to torture you and make you watch me color this whole piece. Well, I was going to say by the magic of television, but where is the piece I had all colored? Oh, Pete's sake. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Whew. Sorry, guys, I don't know how to edit. I will one day. But this is my piece that I have right here. So I am going to tape this onto the front. So I'm just going to, and you have to have this piece on the front before you punch where the butterfly goes. So I have this. Now what I'm going to do, this is the classic label punch that we have right here, and it can be used for so many awesome things. You're actually going to, when you do this punch, you're going all the way in. So, you know, that is your depth. Now you kind of have to figure out when you have your butterfly on here, like this, what the width is going this way. So I made a little bit of a template. The drafter and me couldn't help it. And if you're doing this for a class, it really helps your people too. So this is just a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I figured about a 2 3/4 inch space is great for the butterflies. So I found the middle and I just cut that little wedge out there. I measured 2 3/4, and that's what I tell my people. So what I do is you're going to put it in here. You are going to push this all the way in and see how I can see the edge right there of my little template. I don't want to punch it. I just come slightly in and I punch, and then I'll come over to this side on the left side. I see where that edge is and I punch, and there I have my perfect hole. So now if I was to put my butterfly on here, he's not made yet, but I will show you how to do that in a little bit. If I was to put my butterfly, I've got this green slot and I didn't want that. So what I'm going to do is I will put a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock on the inside, but I wanted to dress it up a little bit. So the stamp set I am using, it's called Petal Palette, and it really is an awesome bundle. In fact, you can buy this bundle with the framelits and receive that pack of designer paper for free. So I love all the words and the little images. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the leaves with my Pierre Pizzazz, and I'm only going to stamp that first because I really want my butterfly in position. So I'm just, even though I stamped it from the bottom, that's going to be my top. So I'm going to take this and put this in the center. So far, that's the base of my card. Now let's go ahead and start on that butterfly. Let me put that where I can find it later, I hope. So one of the things that Terry taught on the butterfly, which was great, was how to put together the gold foil and the Sizzix adhesive strips, this sheet here. Because this is actually, on the butterfly, it's actually the self-adhesive is on the back. So she had a great idea that I'm going to share with you. First I'm going to, I don't know why my hands are shaking. It's not like you are all in the room. And God bless her, my mother's probably just watching, so we're okay. So I'm going to put the sticky sheet here, and then I'm going to take the foil sheet. And incidentally, I cut this 5 by 7 because I found the perfect little square for this butterfly is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. So once I adhere these together, I just split it in half and I'm good to go. But she just put this right up here and it slid right on top. And I just thought that was ingenious, because if you're really trying to put that flimsy sheet on here, there's no telling where it's going to stick, and then you really have problems. So I have my foil. Again, I would quarter it. And I am going to take my Big Shot and show you how to use the butterfly framelits. Now I'm actually, let me just set this aside a minute. The 2 framelits that I'm using, these are the butterfly Thinlit dies, and they are amazing. And again, I'm going to show you how to make a stamp out of these at the end of the video. But they come to a 3-pack, but they actually complement very well with the bold butterfly framelits. So this matches this. This gives you the solid image, which is going to go behind your detailed image. And then you got this cute little guy too. So you're actually going to need 3 butterflies. I cut these butterflies out of pumpkin pie, and I did that using the bold butterfly framelit, so that's already done. And then, back to where I was going, I'm going to show you how to use the detail, how to cut this. Okay, so I'm using the Big Shot plate, the platform, and the thin die adapter. I have to have both because I'm cutting a framelit and it's thin. Then I put my acrylic piece down here. Here is my 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 piece of gold foil. And I want to lay a piece of wax paper on top. The reason being, with this being so detailed, this is going to help this really pop out from the framelit. I should call it a thinlet. A framelit frames a stamp. A thinlet is the shape itself. So then, but otherwise they're both the same. So I'm going to put this on here, and I hope I don't shake my camera too much, but I'm going to crank it one way, then I'm going to crank it the other, just like that. One more time, just for good measure. Then when I take it out, it comes out so nice. And then to get it out of here, I love using my Big Shot brush. I keep my pad in one of the large wood cases. I put this down and just very lightly, I hold it up a little bit, very lightly. I'm going to push it out of here. I think people think they have to be really rough with this brush, but they don't. You really don't. And pretty much what I need is an edge. Just to come right out of there. Like so. Oh my goodness, you're all watching and I'm just, as I said, I don't know how to edit, so it is what it is. Okay, so make sure your wax paper comes off. And I'm not going to worry about all these little pieces because a lot of them will pull off. So what I've done previously is I took the two bold butterflies and I put a score line in the middle. So you can do that on your Simply Scored, or you can just take a ruler and just go down the middle. And the reason I do that is because these you're going to want to fold. Okay, this little guy is going to fold the opposite direction. So again, I can just take a ruler on my Simply Scored, either one, and just come down the middle. And this butterfly is also scored. Now, one of the things I did that I think makes it easy, let me show you where we're going with this. This is going to go on this side. See how I have the orange? It's going to go on this side, and then this is going to go on this side, because this is what's going to get taped into the center, and that's how your butterfly is going to work. But one of the things that I found helped, it only hurts them for a minute, is to cut these little pieces off, because I really don't need them. I just want those beautiful wings. Oh, okay, he's fine. He's fine. Alrighty. Now, since this was, we used the Sizzix sheets, the sticky sheets. See how those stick to it? It's awesome. So it comes right up. Then what I will do is I'm just going to match this. I hope my head's not in here. It's kind of hard to see white on white when your eyes get old. So I have that. Then I'm just going to pull this piece off and do the same thing. Again, these are going in the center. So I put this on this side. And then I just like to give a crease like that. And that's my beautiful butterfly that I have right there. So I'm going to take this butterfly, and now I'm going to show you how I put it on the inside of the card. All right. I find it's easier to slide these in first, and then I kind of turn it over. I line it up. I see exactly where it is in the middle. And again, I just want to make sure that those wings are going to clear. So I can kind of hold a bone folder or something up here. I've got plenty of clearance there. Plenty of clearance there. So these wings will fold in when I'm done. Okay. So I will turn it over, and again, I'm going to line it up. Now you can use tear and strip. You can use the fast fuse. Lord knows fast fuse would hold a small child to a wall. This stuff is extremely strong, which is a blessing and a curse, especially if you get it where you need to pull something up. It's not happening, so just don't even try. Just pretend you wanted it that way in the first place. So I have my butterfly here. I put some in the center there too, and then I'm just going to close that. So I have my butterfly here. Remember, I scored it in the center so that I can pull the wings up, and then when I open my card, I've got that gorgeous, gorgeous butterfly. Push down just a little bit, just like that. So again, it's closed. You're thinking it's on the front, but Surprise! It's really right there. So to finish the inside and the outside, I'm going to take some Tangerine Tango. And again, the words from the Petal Palette. I love these words. It says, life is so much better with you in it. And thankfully, I can say that to many, many people. I have that on the front. So on the side. So my inside is done. And then I want to put that banner on here. So the way I'm going to do that is I have this 1/2-inch strip of white paper. I have tons of these because whenever I trim something for the inside and it's 4 inches and 4 inches, that little 1/2 inch from the 8.5 side is left over. So I just hold on to them. And so I'm just going to take the From the Heart and I'm going to stamp that. Now to make it into a banner, I like to just take this side here and then I always just, golly day, look at those hands. I always just cut in the center. Oops, like that. Okay, so that's my banner part. So this was a 1/2 inch strip. Then I'm going to take a 3/4 inch strip and I am going to put some adhesive. Sorry, I have to see it this way. And I'm just going to put this in the center like so. There again, cut in the middle, cut from my corner to the center, corner to the center. I've got where my banner matches. And then I'm just going to leave just a little bit room here so that I can actually put a rhinestone. So from here, I always like to take my banners and give them a little bit of a wave. So it's like curling ribbon at Christmas. I go that way and I go that way and then I have that. And then I just need to put the adhesive on the end and where it kind of bows. So then when I put this on here, just it's up a little bit, but there's my banner. And then, as I said, I can take a rhinestone because everything has to have just a little bit of bling. Not a lot, but just a little. And that, my friends, is your card. And thank you, Terry Gaines, for showing me how to make this. I absolutely love it. So, with this card, I promised you that I would show you how to make a stamp out of those framelits. I did this a long time ago and just happened to come across it just a minute ago when I was doing this. I said, I have to show you. So basically, I'm sure everybody, especially if you've had kids, knows about Fun Foam. This is like 2 millimeter thick. You can make all kinds of crafts out of Fun Foam. Well, again, I told you the difference between a framelit frames a stamp. So you stamp it, you put it on there, cuts it out. A Thinlit is the exact same thing, except it doesn't match anything. Much like the Thinlits that we just used with these butterflies. These will not cut out anything that is stamped, but you can make a stamp out of them. So what I did a long, long time ago is I took this Fun Foam and you only want to cut one at a time, but I cut the butterfly out, cut like butter, everything was fine. I cut 2 of them. And then I actually glued them together with the Crystal Effects we have. We don't have that anymore, so I would maybe recommend the Tombow glue, but just let it sit dry really, really well. To put it on my stamp, I just put a little bit of the snail and put it on there once those 2 have dried. So you can see there's 2 layers. Then the fun part is, believe it or not, you can take this just like that. I inked it up pretty good, let's see. And you can push it down and voila, you have a stamp. I have made them with this butterfly. I've made it with this butterfly. All kinds of things. You know, think of the words, the happy, all the different words that Stampin' Up! Has. So these are 2 cards. This is the one card that I had done. I don't know if you remember this. This was also a Thinlit. It was a shape that cut out the cardstock. So I just cut it out of Fun Foam and I stamped this, the butterfly stamp. See? That's your butterfly. And then this is your big one. So I hope you had fun today. I hope I taught you something today. I know I had fun. And if you have any questions, you can email me. All my information is on my blog, creatingwithcolleen.typepad.com. Oh my goodness. Please don't forget, celebration ends in just over a week. Remember, it's March 31st, 2018. So go and get your foil paper. And I appreciate you stopping by today. Please use the hostess code that I have on my blog. And again, thank you so much for being with me. I wish you every day to be a creative day. Thanks so much and take care.